In 8th grade, I knew I wanted to go to Northern Montana College for the drafting program. My grandparents lived here in Havre, and how great is that? I mean, if you could go to school where your grandparents are at.
That decision brought Bill Lanier to Havre as a college student in the early 1980s at what was then Northern Montana College, several years before it became MSU-Northern in 1994. He came to study drafting. He didn't plan to stay, but somewhere along the way, Northern became home.
I felt a comfort right from the very beginning. And of course, it was nice having my grandparents here. And then they ended up moving to Great Falls. And at first I was kind of a little worried about that, but it still just I felt like I was at home.
As a student, Bill earned an associate degree in drafting, then a bachelor's degree, and later a master's in vocational education. But for Bill, college was never just about classes or degrees.
50% of the learning that you do in college is not in the classroom.
For him, the most important lessons happened between classes, building friendships, getting involved, and finding a community that would shape the rest of his life.
When I was a student, I applied to be an RA, and I did not get it the first year.
Bill was told he needed to get more involved and be more outgoing, so he set a goal that would push him far outside his comfort zone.
So I had a plan coming into that next year. I am going to meet one new person every day that school's in session. It doesn't have to be a Northern student, but it has to be a new person.
That simple idea helped shape the way he would approach people for the rest of his life, not just as a student, but later as a mentor, administrator, community leader, and now as Hill County Commissioner. After finishing school, Bill stayed at Northern and began working on campus in 1989, eventually working in residence life, student life, and student affairs.
I started off in Cowan, the sub, back to Cowan, then back down to the sub, and then ended up working at Northern for 23 years.
In those years, Bill became a familiar face to generations of students, someone they could talk to, trust, and remember long after college was over.
I've had people that have come up to me later and said, I really appreciated the way you treated me. You never talked down to me, you talked to me. We had discussions. I didn't realize how much that meant to people till years later.
Bill's impact at Northern went beyond his job title. He supported projects and traditions that are still an important part of campus life today, including the creation of the disc golf course and the establishment of the Northern Athletic Hall of Fame.
I always think it's important to recognize people for the things that they do.
From the Boy Scouts to the Havre Dog Park, from Bullhook Community Health Center to county government, Lanier has spent decades helping build the community around him. He says that instinct to serve came from his parents.
My dad and mom were always there to help people. And I think it's just one of those things that we grew up being a part of.
Today, decades after arriving as a college student, Bill Lanier is still working to make Havre and MSU-Northern stronger for the next generation.
I don't need to tell you I love Northern. I think it's a great place to get an education. It's a great place to go to school. It's a great place to work.
What began with a plan to study drafting became a lifetime of service to the place he's proud to call home.